morning, early morning. Well, it's 5:51. I am just heating up my car so that I can head to the gym, which is good because I have not been in a hot minute because I was sick and then been dealing with a lot of just some extended family dynamics and busyness and whatnot. Yeah. Anyway, looking forward to it, but it's day 21, so I want to just hop on and give a little update. Keeping with it. Had a pretty stressful and a mentally and emotionally overwhelming couple of days. But in the midst of that, because life happens, right? We all know that. I have stuck with my healthy eating, and yeah, the past couple of days I've had to do some like really long drives, and I didn't have food with me because of just the circumstances and needing to focus on helping some family members, and everything is working out, praise God, but hard in the midst of it and definitely really stressful, especially with trying to care for my 3 boys too. And but I didn't waver in my eating, and I'm really proud of myself for that, because it would have been very easy. And even with that, one of the days I ended up on my way back, I had already fed my boys, and they were like, it was past their bedtime, poor guys, and I was just trying to get home, and I thought I was gonna be okay, because around dinner time I really wasn't hungry due to the stress, which that alone is interesting. I'll get back to that. But and I was hungry, and I didn't want to be eating super late, so I ended up stopping off at Dairy Queen. And hear me out. I chose to get 2 completely plain beef patties with lettuce, and then a thing of fries, because I knew that their fries were gluten and sugar free, which is not normal. It's not always the case with fast food places. So it was definitely not the healthiest meal, but it was something, especially since I really hadn't eaten much that day. And I knew that if I wouldn't eat, then I would be tempted to come home and like snack on other things or wake up starving, and that would affect my workout. So I was like, you know what? I need to focus on some protein and put a little bit in there, and I'm glad I did. I totally like wolfed them down, but I made the healthier choice that I could for the options I was given, because I had to keep driving. I couldn't like go and sit down or anywhere, and by the time I get home, it would be too late for me to eat something like a real meal. So that was good. But then what was interesting about how these past couple of days I really haven't had an appetite is because in the past, stress is a trigger for me in wanting to emotionally eat, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. At least anyone who would watch these, you know, if they're in the state like I am, there's a reason we're overweight, and it's because we use food for comfort, right? So yeah, I mean, I would eat for all sorts of reasons, but normally when I would get stressed out, I would automatically be just pushed in my head to like, you need comfort, you need a treat, you need to just feel happy. And so food, what are you going to have? And I don't have that. I still have cravings, I still have temptations, but I didn't have that. I was more of, I feel so just kind of like sick with stress right now, and I know I'm gonna be okay. I don't have to eat. I'm gonna be fine. And so I was more of the like normal society response of, I don't want to eat. And that's new for me. That may seem really dumb to some people, but again, I'm just sharing my process and where I'm at. That was new for me, because I used to run to food when I needed that comfort and needed that like numbingness, you know what I mean? Like I wanted to escape the emotions. This time it was like, I'm okay to sit in it, and I'm going to work through it, and I'll be okay. I'll eat when I need to, but I'm okay right now. So that was another personal win. Yeah, but otherwise things are panning out, praise God. And was difficult to keep up with workouts though these past few days. So that is an area that has been kind of hard. And so I'm headed to the gym, and I'm gonna go and I'm thinking I'll do a mix of treadmill, incline intervals, and weightlifting. And then tomorrow I'll focus just on cardio so that Friday I can do the strength training class at the gym. But the little wisdom nugget that I wanted to share, again, it's not that I have everything figured out, it's that I'm sharing what has worked for me. And I wanted to present questions as a way for me to reflect, and if anyone's listening, for them to maybe reflect too. I actually heard recently from someone who had lost weight that one of the things that helped them when they kind of started to reach, like they started to see results, was that they chose to live each day as if they already met their goals. And so it challenged them to think, how do I really want to be living my life? And that, I thought that was a really good reflection. I had never heard that before. And so I started thinking about it, and I am in the best place in my life right now regards to my health journey. I have never had so much just personal growth and maturity. I say that with humility because I have so far to go, but I mean that in that, like, I'm keeping with it, and I know that I'm making lasting changes. And so being presented with a question like that, back in the past, it was all about lose the weight and then you can get back to like eating what you want, but you'll just eat less of it. Like, that was always my mindset. I didn't want to be boxed in forever. I didn't want to be deprived. And it was all about this like inner rebellion that I didn't want to, just be limited. I wanted to do what I wanted. And so it was like weight loss was just about, well, for the time being, I'm just going to deprive myself. I'll lose the weight and then I'll get back to living like how I really want, but I'll just eat less, which is like, if you could talk to anybody who has lost weight, and there are people that have lost weight and gained it back and then some, and they will very much attest. I know people, and they'll say that's not how it works. You can't go back to any of it. You might be able to reintroduce certain foods or have things as occasional like enjoyment, but you can't go back, because then you're gonna go back, right? If you go back to eating the way you were, if you fill your body with junk, your body's gonna end up like junk. You're gonna feel like junk and you're gonna look like junk. I mean, let's be real. That's just basic understanding. So that being said, I don't have that temptation anymore. Like, when I look at my life, even now when I've cut out gluten, dairy, sugar, these things, those are the main things though. A lot of people could say like, oh yeah, like, man, aren't you looking forward to having ice cream? That was a huge thing for me. Or aren't you looking forward to having pizza? Pizza is something that I would have, I occasionally do crave. But now I'm like, I can have those things in a different version, and I'm looking forward to that, instead of it being like, I'm not even looking forward to like those little moments where I can eat the actual thing. I'm looking forward to, how can I enjoy those things in a way that's still going to make me feel good at the end of the day? So I can do gluten-free pizza, and maybe I can reintroduce dairy and do a little bit of dairy, but I'm going to load that stuff up with veggies and really yummy stuff. And, I'm going to trial and error it to find out something new and exciting. And ice cream. Yeah. Like, there are times where I crave it, but there's also a lot of times, to be honest, like, my husband keeps ice cream in the freezer now. And last night he was eating it and next to me, and like, that temptation is almost gone. And that's amazing for me, guys, because I've told you before, I used to polish off those little like Ben and Jerry pints in a day, or, I would split it up into 2 days, and I would feel disgusting. And I was eating thousands of calories, and it's frozen sugar fat. Like, that's what ice cream is. Sorry, I'm just calling it for what it is. It's delicious, and it's really fun, and it can be a great way to like connect with people. You go out and get ice cream. Like, there's really great memories attached to it, but in and of itself, I don't need it in my life. And so every time I'm faced with that or that temptation, which is now very few and far between, even with it being in our freezer, which is a big deal for me. I used to be like, I can't even have it in the house. So there's hope, guys. If you were like me and like you couldn't even have it in the house, there's hope that one day you can have stuff around you and you don't have to feel like a prisoner, like you have to constantly shield your eyes. It'll become normal to say, I don't want that. And that's okay, because I know that I feel so much better saying no than when I say yes. So that being said, how would you live your life if today you had met your goals, lost the weight, gotten really strong, like whatever your goals are? What would your today look like? And for me, it would look very similar to what I'm doing now. And that kind of makes me want to cry. That is a personal success for me, that it almost feels like I've already made it, because I'm not waiting around for my dream life. I'm living it, and it's going to get better the farther I go. So just wanted to share that. Feel free to comment if you want to share. If no one sees this, that's okay, because this is really helpful for me. So wherever you're at, whatever you're doing, keep at it with your health goals. If you're just starting, start. No matter what it looks like, start something today. Something towards that dream life that you maybe have been looking forward to for years. Or maybe you're just in a rough place. Maybe you recently had a baby and, you had a baby in the past year and you just are struggling weight-wise and you want to kind of have some sense of motivation or to feel like yourself again. I can relate. I'm a mom. I'm a mom of twins too, and so I definitely know what it's like to put on weight and the struggle and all of that. But yeah, wherever you're at, just start. Move your body, fuel your body, and I promise you it's gonna happen. You'll see the results if you remain consistent. So we'll see you later. Keep at it, day 21, and yeah, have a good day. Bye.